Hello everybody and welcome back to another Nautical Tales episode, and today we're going to start up with PopescuB or PopescuB, whichever one. And PopescuB here is in a Pensacola, which normally doesn't get a lot of love as the Pensacola doesn't really get all that many highlights. So it's wonderful when you have a moment like this. Enemy Nuremberg 9.1 kilometers away, you fire one salvo at that Nuremberg. 6 Citadel hits, 2 target hits, devastating strike for an awesome kill. Good job, Pope. Nice shooting with the Pensacola there. Next up, we have a replay from georgesteaua. I am terrible with names. I'm probably 0 for 2 right now at the beginning of this video. Anyways, so George here is in a Mogami, 8 HP. Took a hit from that Iowa on the stern. Now, World of Warships has a sort of interesting little thing where your ship is divided into a couple of sections, and when the section absorbs the maximum amount of damage that it can absorb, it'll cease taking damage. So the last hit from the Iowa on George's stern put him at 8 HP, but the stern is now basically invulnerable. It won't take damage from shells and anything. So as George flees, all these enemy ships are shooting at him. But any of the hits that have really landed have landed on the stern. And so, with 8 HP, George is basically getting away from everybody. Finally, a destroyer pops up, a Benson, lands a couple of hits on the stern with high explosive, doesn't get the kill. So basically there, the enemy team had 2 cruisers, a battleship, and a destroyer shooting at George, not getting the kill. Oh, and of course RNG is definitely helping George, because you saw those Iowa shells that just sort of landed all around. Anyways, good job dodging them all. So speaking of those, sections where things get damaged and won't take any more damage, elladaris in a Fubuki is going to, well, get trolled really, really, really hard. So Ella made his way sort of all the way over here, sees the Miyoko, thinks, I've got a pretty good chance of torpedoing that Miyoko. Well, comes around the corner and dear God. 1.8 kilometers away, there's a Blyskawica. And Ella's like, oh shit, panic! Torpedoes out. And, at this kind of range, Fubuki torpedoes are pretty damn lethal, right? Right on most occasions. Until this happens. Yeah. Did you see that? The last 3 torpedoes did 22 damage because the stern of that Blyskawica has absorbed the maximum amount of damage that it can and will no longer take any damage. So Ella kind of gets the right idea, goes for guns. And you'll see that by shooting guns and landing shells in a different section of the ship, the Blyskawica still takes damage. But with the deployment of smoke, lost sight of him. So Ella can't actually see where the Blyskawica is, and this Blyskawica basically is gonna turn around, get close, use the proximity spotting system, which is 2 kilometers from your ship, to spot Ella. Ella goes, oh my god, this Blyska is right here, 1.6 kilometers away, gets off the final volley of torpedoes. This should be kill secured, right? Kill secured. Hits him with 3 more torpedoes. Yep. The game loves to troll you sometimes. 9 torpedo hits from a Fubuki on a Blyskawica, and it lives. That Blyskawica is like freaking immortal, and it's mostly because of the actual mechanic of the game, but god, it's immortal. Anyways, thanks for sending that one in, Ella. Appreciate it. Alright, moving on to our next replay, and this one is from Hakayam92. I might be 0 for 4 in names so far, but anyways, so Haka here sees a New Mexico coming. He sees that there's a smoke cloud there, so knows that there's a destroyer there as well. In a Yorck, which is a pretty big cruiser, not the most agile thing on the high seas, but, got torpedoes, close range, pretty deadly, so Haka goes, yeah, let me get one side torpedoes out onto that New Mexico. Let me turn my ship around. Let me get the torpedoes on the other side off against the New Mexico as well. Turns his ship around. He knows that there's something there. gets spotted by an enemy cruiser. So right around this corner now, the enemy team knows he's coming. So Haka takes a hit from that cruiser, takes a bit of a hit from the New Mexico, which is firing HE battleships. Why? Why would you be firing high explosives? Seriously, you could have killed him with armor piercing. Anyways, Haka gets off the other set of torpedoes, nails himself that New Mexico, except he's now within 1.5 kilometers of a Benson. The Benson gets off torpedoes. Haka turns in. Oh, just squeezes into those gaps and doesn't fishtail out to actually catch the torpedo on the stern either. So very, very nice. He gets the finishing blow onto the Benson, and right as he gets the kill, the Mogami behind him finishes him off. But still, very nice sequence, 2 good kills. Alright, now we're going to start off with the never give up in battle sequence. So take a look at this battle here. Sent in by Scorp123_CH. Yes! First name I didn't actually screw up. Alright. And in this particular battle, the enemy team looks like they're going to lose. Scorp's team is ahead on points. They're getting 1 cap back. They have 4 ships against 1. The enemy Benson was last seen at Bravo when he capped it. So this looks like a pretty sure win, because just a few more ticks and holy god, the Benson manages to get torpedoes off. And rip, there goes the Kagero. And that Ibuki is in trouble. And this battle went from completely favoring Scorp's team and 2 really quick kills, and that's it. Enemy Benson has the advantage now with the 2 caps. That Benson, now just think about it, actually manages to get solo warrior in this particular battle because he's up against 4 ships and he actually wins. So cap advantage, 2 quick kills, and boom, victory. How about this next one? Sent in by Checkmate 777, and this felt a little bit like a chess game. This was actually a ranked battle that Checkmate was in, and if you take a look, Checkmate's team looks like they're about to lose this. They have none of the caps. They have a massive disparity in points in favor of the enemy team. Checkmate is surrounded by multiple enemy ships. Enemy team has only lost 1 ship so far. Checkmate fires his torpedoes against the Yamagi. The Yamagi is at pretty low HP. And, you know, of course, sometimes you have the brilliant ones who go, hey, there's a Tirpitz over there. I'm going to go and turn a little bit and give the Tirpitz a bigger target to hit with torpedoes. So, kill number 1 secured. This literally turned out to be like a sort of a chess game almost. So he takes care of one thing, thinks a couple steps ahead and goes, okay, what am I going to do? So I'm going to get my guns turned around. I'm going to torpedo this Nagato in front of me. I'm going to use the gun that's turned around to shoot that lantern. Watch this. It's just to perfection, this plan. Torpedoes out. Gets the gun turned around. Fires forward. Turret only. Citadels. Gets the kill on the cruiser. Double strike on the Nagato. Gets the rear guns around. Puts 2 shots into that destroyer, damaging it heavily. Goes bow in against the remaining enemy battleship, which is a Nagato. At this point, Checkmate's pretty low on HP, and he hits the repair. So he's going to get some HP back. He's going to be able to get up close to that Nagato. Now, this is the crucial engagement. If Checkmate is able to kill off the Nagato or do heavy damage to Nagato, and his team's battleship can take care of the remaining cruiser, because that destroyer is dead, then they've just managed to turn around a battle where literally 2 minutes ago it looked like it was going to be the end of it. I would have liked to see him fire just a little bit earlier, but still good. Gets off a shot, manages to get the torpedoes out. Secondaries going away at that Nagato. Massive damage with torpedoes. Doesn't actually get the kill. Nagato does manage to land the finishing blow right there. Still, drop the Nagato down to like 3,000 HP. Amagi is taking care of the cruiser. Of course, the Nagato is actually kind of stuck right here, having been trapped between the island and Checkmate's Tirpitz, sinking underwater. Amagi fires 1 beautiful salvo, and in this kind of engagement, with the Nagatos presenting that nice, beautiful broadside, a Mogami armor piercing, if fired accurately, is going to ruin your day. Now, if only checkmate 777 had actually said to the enemy team, that's check and mate. Moving on to another replay in the series is from GRADAN, who is playing a Cleveland. Now, GRADAN here, 2 versus 3 against the enemy team. Enemy team has the point advantage for now. GRADAN is engaging a Kuma, who is actually really low HP and is going to get finished off by the carrier on GRADAN's team. So, tiny little advantage for GRADAN's team right now. They're a little bit ahead on points. Enemy team has a Zuiho and a mostly full HP Fuso, although the Fuso is a little bit further back. However, the Fuso is within gun range of GRADAN, and GRADAN runs into an island. And this is where you really could have lost the battle if RNG hated you, but in this particular case, RNG was really, really friendly with GRADAN. What did you do? Did you bribe RNGesus or something? Because seriously, enemy Fuso, and mind you, it's a Fuso. Every time it fires, there's 12 shells coming at you, and in a bit of a shotgun-ish kind of pattern. And like, look at some more of those shells that just landed like right there, and they don't hit him, and they don't even. There's no underwater penetration, nothing. So GRADAN's actually going to get away. He's going to get away from this Fuso, even after running into an island that he had to back away from. And this Fuso is trying, as you can tell. There's another salvo incoming here. And look at that. Again, just a little bit away. GRADAN gets behind the island. And there's 2 minutes left on the clock. And this battle is still winnable for the enemy team. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit because next little bit there's not a lot of shooting. Right there, there's a Zuiho, very, very close to GRADAN's cap. All that Zuiho has to do to secure victory for his team is to step on GRADAN's cap and stop him from gaining cap points. That's it. That would have been the victory. Instead, the Zuiho turns away, sails away, and by the time he realizes that he could have been on cap, it's too late. Not enough time remaining. And GRADAN's team, with GRADAN at 189 HP, is able to squeak out a win by only a couple of points. And finally, my contributions to this Nautical Tales episode, starting with, well, my take on never giving up. So, take a look at this battle. The enemy team, they're ahead on points. They just kill our cruiser, putting them even more ahead on points. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. And they're on our cap. This is the kind of battle where you look at it and you can say, right, not much I can do, might as well give up, right? And we had a little bit of misfortune there as well. Riley took a shot at that Cleveland, leaving that Cleveland with like 130 HP. That Cleveland barely made it out alive. So things are just not looking up. But still, you know, we get on the cap. We're trying to make something happen. Who knows, right? I mean, anything could happen. That's the nature of World of Warships. You might get lucky. Somebody might give you a free shot. Who knows? So Cleveland pops up. 14,000 HP. I look at the clock. We have 40 seconds left. 44 seconds left at the time. I have to get the shot right. Because if I don't get the shot right, by the time my guns reload and I fire another salvo, we might not make it. Nail the shot. Citadel, get the kill. So immediately the points are closer now. 496 for my team, 578 on their team. And we're still capping, but there's not enough time to actually cap out. There's only 18 seconds left. And we get saved a little bit. Our carrier nailed somebody on their team. And it wasn't that 150 HP Cleveland. Carrier nails somebody. We have literally a 3-point advantage on the enemy team. And we make it. 531 to 528. Never give up, folks. If you're playing World of Warships, never, ever give up, because who knows, you could pull the entire battle back in the last few seconds of the match. Now, moving on to something a little bit different. So here I am playing a Fubuki. Now, there's an Udaloi over there, and at first I decided to just spread my torpedoes around and hope for a lucky hit. But I'm seeing that this Udaloi is being engaged by other ships, so I figured might as well add some damage there. So fire my guns. Now initially, before firing my guns, I don't actually get spotted, but the minute I fire my guns, I'm spotted. The Udaloi, I guess realizing that there's a destroyer there perhaps, decided to turn and run. At least that's what I thought initially. I should have realized that the Udaloi had fired his torpedoes. Should have thought about that at the time, but I was a little bit focused on shooting him because, hey, I was like, hey, look, I actually hit him, did some decent damage. Oh my god, there's torpedoes. And had I just continued normally or turned normally, I would have been hit. But use the Iowa. I used the stern of the Iowa as he was turning around to give me a little bit of a nudge, and I turned in a little awkward way, managed to slip between those torpedoes. Nice fancy dodge, which sets me up for another salvo against that Udaloi, and Fubuki guns are actually pretty good, so there we go, boom, couple hits, Udaloi kill secured. But this is not actually my best moment in the last couple of days. This one was my favorite because I don't think I'm ever going to get a moment like this again. So here I am playing in Des Moines on North. I'm using this island as cover, lobbing some shells over, and I look at the map and I see a destroyer. And this destroyer's kind of come down. I'm thinking, okay, looks like that destroyer's probably tossed torpedoes. Oh, no, nope, torpedoes coming my direction. Initially I thought he was throwing torpedoes at the battleship to my south, but no. Oh my god, these torpedoes. Hey, but look. Friendly Yamato. Friendly Yamato being my meat shield. Only then I actually looked at the guy's name and went, his name is Meat Shield number 13. I love you, Meat Shield, forever for doing this. And that's never going to happen again. Anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode of Nautical Tales. Remember, if you want to send me replays, check in the video description below. Have a good one, and I'll talk to all of you again soon.